Hello learners, I am Parikshit Saikia and welcome to the 99 percentile club. In today's session, we are going to discuss the foundations of arithmetic. And when I say foundations, percentages is the first chapter that you got to learn when you are starting your quants preparation. So this is like the first class of quants for CAT 2023, and we start with the first chapter in arithmetic, which is percentages. I'm just making sure that I'm streaming live and you can hear me and see me. Awesome. So remember, percentages is very important from the perspective of your examination, not just for quants, but for quants as well as for data interpretation. You can have around 2 to 3 questions in quants. So 3 questions would mean 1 question, 3 marks. So 3 questions would mean 9 marks in quants from percentages alone. And DI, you can get one percentage based caselet. So around 4 questions in one caselet. So total 4 plus 3, 7 questions you can get in the CAT from this chapter alone, right? Okay. Also, starting today, every day, Monday to Friday, for the next few days, 10:15 p.m., I'm going to come up with a new learning experience every night at 10:15 p.m. Today, we are going to start with percentages. Then next session, we are going to take up percentages foundation 2, percentages foundation 3. Next, we are going to start with the next chapter and so on. So follow me every night, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, okay, except for Tuesday. Tuesday, we will do something else. But Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays will be meant exclusively for CAT 2023 foundations. And the most important chapters, which are the chapters in arithmetic, we are going to take up in this particular YouTube course. Let's get started. Okay, a reminder. We have the Gold Scorer batch for CAT 2023, which started on December 15. USPs, these are batches by top educators. You will get unlimited access to live and recorded classes and a lot of practice questions, right? And then you have the CAT Invincible batch, which is starting on December 22nd. Okay, chalo, let's get started. Okay, percentage concepts. Percentage concepts, right? Okay, let's get started. Now, what do you mean by percentage is my first question. What do you mean by percentage? People are wishing me on YouTube. Good evening, everyone. Percentage. What do you mean by percentage? Think about it. It is composed of the word per, and then if you think about it, cent. Per cent. What do you mean by cent? Cent simply means out of 100. So what does it mean? It simply means percent means out of 100. Out of 100. Good evening to everyone who are streaming, who are seeing me live. Good evening to all of you. So percent, can you see? Per 100, right? So as an example, if I were to tell you 45%, what does it mean? It simply means it is 45 out of 100. Correct? Okay. If there are other questions that you have, I will answer it at the end of the class. Okay. Similarly, if I tell you 78%, 78% means 78 out of 100, right? That is the meaning of percentage. Now, why it is important? Percentage is important because it helps us compare items. Compare. You know what? As an example, think about it. Why will percentage be important? Why do we need percentage? Think about it. Logically, socho. Let's say someone got, you know what, 100, okay, out of 150. And someone got 105 out of 160. Someone got 105 out of 160. And suddenly I ask you, which of these fared better? Which of these fared better? Now remember, the total is different. One has got 100 out of 150. Another has got 105 out of 160. So it might be a bit difficult to compare which one is better. So what we do, we express the numbers in terms of percentage. And moment I say out of percentage, it means out of 100. So it becomes easy. You know what? In your class 10 boards, you might say, I got 80 percentage. What does it mean? It simply means you got 80 out of 100. That is it. Right? Very, 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 very strong concept. Okay. So remember, percentage is nothing, but what is it? It is used percent. Okay. Is used for comparison. Is used for comparison. So remember this. Fine. Okay. First one is higher. I'm not going into which one is higher at this point of time, but we will check. We will check as we deep dive into percentages. Okay. Let's continue. Now, let's next talk about calculations. Okay. Percentage may you should be very familiar with the calculations. Okay. Now, think about it. If I ask you, determine 10% of, let's say, 750. 10% of 750, how do you calculate? It is always very easy to calculate 10% of a number. 10% of a number simply means put a decimal before the unit digit. 10% of a number simply means put a decimal before the unit digit. Always. So 10% of 750 would mean 75. Clear? Always. Again, another number. 10% of, let's say, 385. How much will that be? Very easy. Remember, calculations have to be orally, because if you are able to do oral calculations, the good part is you'll be really fast. Okay. So 10% of 385 would simply mean put a decimal before the unit digit. So it will simply mean 38.5. 38. Clear? Now, if I were to ask you, can you tell me how much is 20% of, let's say, 750? 20%. Now, think about it. You might not know what is 20% directly, but what you know is 10%. 10% of the number means put a decimal before the unit digit. So, if 10% is 75, 20% gonna be double of it. 20% gonna be double of it. So, if 10% is 75, 20% gonna be double of it, 150. Clear? Similarly, if I were to ask you, you know what? Can you tell me how much is 40% of, let's say, 600? Of let's say 600. 40%. You know what? You easily know 10% of the number. 10%. How much is 10%? 10% of any number means put a decimal before the unit digit. 60. So if 10% is 60, 40% got to be 4 times. 16 to 4. I hope you are understanding. I hope you are understanding. Right? So it's very easy to calculate percentage. Let me give you another example. Let me give you another example. Let's say I ask you 15% of, let's say, an easy number of, let's say, 500. 15% of 500 is how much? Is how much? I suddenly ask you this. It's very easy. One way is 10% of any number means put a decimal before the unit digit. 10%. So if 10% is 50, how much is 10%? 50. 15% is 10% plus 5%. If you are able to visualize, 15% is 10% plus 5%. How much is 10% of a number? 10% of the number means put a decimal before the unit digit, 50. How much is 5% of a number? 5% of a number. If 10% is 50, 5% gonna be half of it, gonna be 25. So 50 plus 25 gonna be 75. That's the answer. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? So do you follow the calculations? Right? Do you follow the calculations? Right? So percentage. So what did you discuss? We discussed what is percentage. It simply means out of 100. Then we discuss why is percentage used? It is nothing but it is used for comparison. Next, we are asking how do you calculate percentage? That's what we are talking about next, right? So I think up till now is clear. Up till now we are clear. Fine. So let's go to the next part. Let's go to the next part. Okay. Next part is percentage change. Percentage change. Okay. Percentage change. Very, very important concept. Percentage change. Percentage change, if you are asked to calculate, okay, percentage change is nothing but final value minus initial value. Final value minus initial value. The numerator is always the difference between two quantities. The numerator is always the difference between two quantities. Okay. And what about the denominator? The denominator is the initial value or the comparison value. Initial value or the comparison value. Are you following it? Let's take an example. Let's take an example. Very, very important concept. Okay. Let's take an example. Let's take an example. You know what? India's population, let's say in the year 2000 was, let's say, 100 billion as an example. In the year 2000, India's population was 100 billion. In the year 2022, India's population was, let's say, 160 billion. Okay. And they ask you, calculate the percentage change. Calculate the percentage change. Calculate the percentage change. So how will you calculate? It is nothing but final value, right? So how will you calculate? It is nothing but final value minus initial value divided by initial value. Correct? So final value, you know, is 160. Initial value, you know, is 100 divided by the initial value 100. So comes out to be 60 by 100. And obviously, if you have to give the answer in percentage, you always multiply by 100. You'll always multiply by 100 to give your answer in percentage. So if you multiply by 100, 100 cancels out. What do you get? 60%. Are we clear with this? Clear? So what is percentage? Percentage change, I would say percentage change is final value minus initial value divided by the initial value or comparison value. Now, what is a comparison value? Don't worry. We will do questions and then you will understand. Okay. Now, the beauty of my classes, I don't use formulas. If you are looking for formulas, this is not the right class to be, because I will only use logic and common sense. Every chapter in quants, okay, I am going to solve using logic and common sense. No formula, please. Okay, never any formulas. So logic lagate, common sense lagate, and so we will solve every question in quants. Fine. Let's get started with the questions. Let's get started with the questions. With this basics, we'll try to now apply. Okay. Chalo. Let's look at the first question. The first question has got 4 parts. The first question has got 4 parts. So let's start looking at it. Fine. Marks scored by Y in an examination is 15 and marks scored by Z in the same examination is 40. Okay. So they are saying Y is equal to 50, Z is equal to 40. Okay. Calculate the first thing. Y is what percentage more than Z? So no, you know what? The numerator is very easy. Numerator is always the difference. Numerator is always going to be the difference divided by initial value or the comparison value. Here there is nothing initial. I mean, Y and Z is there, right? Y and Z is there. So you say nothing initial. So what are you going to take? Comparison value. Difference divided by comparison value or the initial value. What is the difference? Difference is 50 minus 40. People don't go wrong in the numerator. They don't go wrong. Students don't go wrong in the numerator. Where they go wrong is the denominator. So what do you need to take in the denominator? Initial value or comparison value. What is the comparison value? They are saying more than Z. They are saying more than Z. Oh, they are asking you to compare with Z, right? More than Z. So they want Z to be the comparison value. Fine. We are going to take Z in the denominator. We are going to take Z in the denominator. Z is 40. So 50 minus 40 is 10 by 40. 10 by 40 is 1 by 4. And remember, to get your answer for in percentage, you will always multiply the final step with 100. So 1 by 4 into 100 is 25%. And I see some of you have got this correct. Super awesome. 25% is your first answer. Is your first answer. So answer for the first one is 25%. Clear? I hope this is absolutely clear to you. Okay, let's look at number B. Again, Z is what percentage less than Y? Again, the same logic. Difference divided by initial value or the comparison value. Less bola hai. So less is how much? So Z minus Y. Z minus Y. Z is 10 less. Z is 10 less. So 40 minus 50 divided by comparison value. What is the comparison value? Comparison value. This time they are saying less than Y. Less than Y. Oh, they are asking you to compare with Y. Y is the comparison value. So the denominator got to be Y. So it's going to be 50. Right? So how much it is? Minus 10 by 50 comes out to be minus 1 by 5. Minus 1 by 5 into 100 is minus 20%. Now think about it. You might as well omit the negative sign. Why? You might as well omit the negative sign. You can put the negative sign, but it doesn't make any sense. Why? The author is already telling you that Z is less. It is some percentage less. He's already telling you less. So whenever you say 20, you mean 20 less. Right? So putting the negative sign, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's meaningless. Why? Because the author is already telling you it's less. So you don't have to specifically put a minus sign and tell him it's less. Right? So even if you say 20, question is percent less. It's 20% less. That's your answer. Clear? Fine. Question B, we got it. Number C. Number C. What is say? Y is what percentage of Z? Okay. Y, what percentage of Z? So basically they're asking Y by Z. Y by Z. Y is 50, Z is 40. So 50 by 40 is 5 by 4. Always the last step, you're going to multiply with 100. So 5 by 4 into 100. Kitna ho gaya? 4 ones are 4, 25s are. So this comes out to be 125%. And that's your answer for question number C. I hope we are absolutely clear on this. Clear? Next is D. D. Z is what percentage of Y? Z divided by Y. So Z is 40 divided by 50. So 40 by 50 is nothing but 4 by 5. 4 by 5 into 100, because last step you're going to multiply with 100. So 5 ones are 5, 20s are. So 4 into 20, 80%. And that's your answer to number D. Are we clear on this? Right? So it's very easy. What did we discuss? It was the first question. We discussed percentage change. Are we clear on this? Any doubt? I'm looking at the YouTube comments. If you have a doubt, feel free to ask. Any doubt? Clear? Awesome. Let's go to question number 2. Let's go to question number 2. Remember, it's the first class today. So we are doing basics. Okay. Number 2. Good evening, everyone. Okay, let's go to the second one. So people are wishing me. So someone who might be viewing the recordings would think, why am I wishing? Because there are people who are watching it live and are wishing. So hence I responded back. Yeah. Okay, let's start. Next one. Last year, Rahul's salary was 10,000. Okay. Last year, Rahul's salary was 10,000 and Sam's salary was rupees 8,000. This year, Rahul's salary is 12,000 and Sam's salary is rupees 10,000. Okay. So let's capture the data. Capture the data. Okay. So what do you have? You have last year. Okay. And you have this year. And you have this year. Right? So let's capture. You have Rahul and you have Sam. You have Rahul and you have Sam. Right? Okay. So last year, Rahul's salary was 10,000 and Sam's salary was 8,000. This year, Rahul's salary is 12,000 and Sam's salary is 10,000. So I've captured every data. I have captured every data, right? So let's look at the questions. Number one, calculate the percentage increase of Rahul's salary. So percentage change is nothing but percentage increase or decrease. Percentage change is nothing but difference divided by original value or the comparison value. Here you have last year, this year, so obviously there is an original value. Original value, right? So what is the difference? Difference is 12,000 minus 10,000. 12,000 minus 10,000 divided by original value, which is 10,000, right? So this becomes 2,000 by 10,000. 2,000 by 10,000 is nothing but 1 by 5. And you know the last step, we're going to multiply with 100. So 1 by 5 into 100 is 20%. And that's your answer to the first one. That's your answer to the first question. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? Is this clear? Yes? Let's go to B. Calculate the percentage increase of Sam's salary. So again, the same logic. Difference divided by original value. Difference divided by original value. Difference is Sam this year is 10,000. Last year it was 8,000 divided by original value, which is 8,000. So कितना आ गया? 2,000 divided by 8,000 is 1 by 4. And 1 by 4 into 100. Last step you're going to do into 100. 1 by 4 into 100 is 25%. Fine? Yes, makes sense? Third one. Number C. Calculate, third one is percentage increase in Sam's salary is how much percent greater than the percentage increase in Rahul. Okay. Percentage increase in Sam. Remember, percentage increase in Sam is how much? 25%. Can you see this is the number? 25%. And percentage increase in Rahul is how much? 20%. 20%. Right? So how do you calculate? It is always the difference divided by original value or the comparison value. What is the difference? Sam and Rahul, they are asking you the difference, right? Percentage increase in Sam's is how much percent greater than the percentage increase in Rahul. So difference is 25 minus 20. Sam's salary increased by 25%. Can you see that was the answer for question B? Rahul's salary increased by 20%. Answer is it 5? No. Remember, anytime you have to give your answer in percentage, it is always a numerator and a denominator. Denominator is what? Comparison value. What is the comparison value? They are asking greater than the percentage increase in Rahul. Can you see? Greater than the percentage increase in Rahul. Oh, so the denominator got to be percentage increase in Rahul, which is our answer A. How much was the percentage increase for Rahul? 20. How much was the percentage increase for Rahul? The percentage increase for Rahul was 20. So we got this as 5 by 20. 5 by 20 is 1 by 4. And 1 by 4 into 100 is 25%. Tell me, are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? Any doubt on this? I'm looking at the YouTube comments. If you have a doubt, feel free to ask. Are we clear? Are we clear on this? Clear? Fine. Let's go to the next question. Let's go. See, these are very basics. And trust me, हम लोग YouTube में I'll take 3 classes on percentages. 3 hours. 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour करके 3 classes. If you do 3 hours of YouTube sessions with me on the chapter, trust me, percentage is gonna be the easiest thing you have done in your lifetime. Okay? You just got to follow me, do all the questions that I do on YouTube, 3 days, 1 hour each, 3 hours. That's it. That's it. All that you need to know on percentages. Clear? Chalo. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Next. Let's read this. The age of Y is 50% greater than the age of X. Age of Y is 50% greater than the age of X. Age of Z is 20% less than the age of Y. By how much percent the age of Z is greater than the age of X? Okay. There are three human beings: X, Y, Z. Okay. They are saying Y is 50% greater than X. The beauty of the chapter, I must say, the beauty of the chapter is you can assume any value, you will get the same answer. Any value you want, you assume, you will get the same answer. So, what value should you assume for X? What value should you assume? Assume any value, whatever you like, you assume. I would say, and I would strongly recommend that every time or most of the times you can assume the value to be 100. So why 100? Why not something else? Because 100 is the easiest number to calculate. That's it. There is no other reason. Is 100 my favorite number? No. But why am I assuming 100? Because it's very easy to calculate using 100. So nothing is given about X. They are saying Y is 50% greater than X. Fine. Let's take X to be something. Can I take X to be 20? Yeah, you can. Can I take X to be 6,93,499? Yes, you can. Take any value. But 100 is the easiest value to calculate. They are saying Y is 50% greater. 50% of 100 is half. 50% of 100 is 50. If Y is 50% greater, it means Y must be 150. Correct? Next, they are saying Z is 20% less than Y. 20%. I already taught you how to calculate 10% of a number at the start. 10%. How do you calculate 10% of a number? 10% of a number is very easy to calculate. 10% of a number simply means put a decimal before the unit digit. 10% of a number simply means put a decimal before the unit digit. So how much is it? 15. So if 10% is 15, 20% gonna be double of it. If 10% is 15, 20% gonna be double of it. So double of it would mean 30. Double of it would mean 30. And they are saying 20% less, so I'm gonna put a minus sign. So 150 minus 130, 120. And you are done. By how much is the percentage of Z greater than X? Percentage change पूछा है. So how do you calculate percentage change? It is the difference of Z minus X divided by original value or the comparison value. Here there is no original. I can use the word comparison value. So what is Z? Z is 120. How much is X? X is 100. As I said, numerator, students don't go wrong. Denominator, be careful. Comparison value. With what are they asking you to compare? They are saying greater than X. They are saying greater than X. Oh, they want you to compare with X. Fine. Denominator got to be X. So 120 minus 100 divided by 100 is 20 by 100. And you know what? To give the answer in percentage, last step, you're always going to multiply with 100. So 100 cancels out. What you get is 20%. What you get is 20%. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? This is how easy percentage can become. Clear? So answer for the third question is 20%. Yes? Any doubt in this? I'm looking at, after every question, I look at YouTube comments, because anytime you have a doubt, feel free to ask. Anytime you have a doubt, feel free to ask. सही है? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Let's start. The production of weight doubled from 2017 to 2018. From 18 to 19, there was an increase of 50%. From 19 to 20, there was a decrease of 30%. Calculate the percentage change in the production of weight from 17 to 20. Okay, let's write down the numbers. You have 2017, you have 2018, right? 17 to 20 tak jana hai. 2019, and then you have 2020. Correct? Okay. Now think about it. Let's start. I will assume any number, okay? And remember, I already told you the easiest number to calculate is 100. So assume the initial value to be assume the initial value to be 100. So can I take 45? Absolutely you can. Can I take 9,99,499? Yeah, you can. Just that calculations will become super tough. So assume a number which is easy to calculate. An easiest number to calculate is 100. They are saying first year I have assumed the number to be 100. Production of weight was 100. Next year what happened? Production of weight doubled. Double means 100 became 200. Correct? Next, from 18 to 19, there was an increase of 50%. Increase of 50%. What do you mean by 50%? 50% means half. 50% means half. Okay. So half of 200 is how much? Half. Half of 200, 50% of any number is half. Half of 200 is 100. Half of 200 is 100. So plus 100 makes it right? Next, from 19 to 20, there was a decrease of 30%. Decrease. So how do you calculate? Remember, always think in terms of 10%. Always think in terms of 10%. To calculate 10% of a number, it simply means put a decimal before the unit digit. To calculate 10% of any number, put a decimal before the unit digit. So how much is 10% of 300? 10% of 300 is 30. So 30% gonna be 3 times. 3 times of 300 is 300. 3 times of 30 is 90. Or decrease bola hai to minus. Remember, calculations have to be orally done. Okay, that is why I'm stressing on oral calculations. नहीं तो अगर स्कूल का जैसा करेगा 30/100 into 300 तब तो बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा, right? So I'm repeating it. How do you calculate 30% of a number? Figure out 10%. 10% of a number is very easy to calculate. Put a decimal before the unit digit. 30. So if 10% is 30, 30% going to be 3 times 90. And because they are saying decrease, it is negative 90. So 300 minus 90 is 200 and you are done. Calculate the percentage change in the production of weight from 17 to 20. So how do you calculate percentage change? Percentage change is equal to final value minus initial value divided by initial value or the comparison value, right? Final is 210, initial is 100, divided by initial value 100. So 110 divided by 100, and last step, you're going to multiply with 100, right? So 100 cancels out. What you get is 110%. And that's your answer to this wonderful question. That's your answer to this wonderful question. Are we clear on it? I'm looking at the YouTube comments. Any point of time, you have a doubt, you have a query, feel free to ask. Any doubt? Clear? Chalo. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Okay? Next. Let's start. The price of my scooter depreciates. No, it's an English word. If you don't know the meaning, depreciates mean reduces. Reduces. Okay. Depreciates mean reduces. The price of my scooter reduces by 10% every year. If I bought it for 4.7 lakhs in the year 2015, by what percent would its price have fallen in 2019? So you need to start from 2015 and go all the way up till 2019 and go all the way up till 2019, right? That's the ask. That's your ask, right? Now think about it. In all the previous questions, I have been telling you one thing. Assume any number you want, whatever number you want, you can assume you will get the same answer. I told you, I assume 100. Can you see previous question? I assumed 100. इससे पहले वाला question भी I assumed 100. Any number you assume, you get the same answer. Okay, there is a learning. If I can assume any number, that also means I don't have to assume 4.7 lakhs. Do I have to take 4.7 lakhs? Yes, you can. 2015 May, you can take the number to be 4 lakhs 70,000. You can take this number. But think about it. to do the calculations, this number is not very easy. It will take a lot of time to calculate on this number. And you know that irrespective of the number taken, you will get the same answer. If that's the case, then why to take this number? I don't think there is any point to take this number and make your calculations difficult, right? There is no point to take this number and make your calculations difficult. Rather, what you can do, you can take your number, and the easiest number to calculate is 100, right? So we'll start with 100. Price reduces by 10%. Fine. 10% of 100 is 10. So 100 minus 10. Next, 10% every year. So next time also 10% decrease. 10% of any number means put a decimal before the unit digit. 10% of any number means put a decimal before the unit digit. So before the unit digit, if you put a decimal, it will become 9. So 90 minus 9. Next, 10% of any number means put a decimal before the unit digit. So minus 8.1. So 8.1 would become how much? If it is 73, it will become 8. And if it is 8.1, it will become 72 point. Right? Again, put a decimal before the unit digit. Put a decimal before the unit digit. If you do that, put a decimal before the unit digit because you need to reduce 10%. 10% of a number means put a decimal before the unit digit. It will become minus 7 point. Right? But just to make my calculations easy, I think instead of 7.29, I can take it to be 7.3. Just to, because one place of decimal is more than enough, right? So when you subtract it, instead of taking 7.29, you can also take it to be 7.3. Your calculations will become easy. Just rounding it off to one place of decimal. So do the subtraction. 6, 12 minus 7, 5, 65.6. 65.6. Question is asking, by what percent would its price have fallen? Perfect. They are asking you the percentage change. They are asking you the percentage change. Percentage change is final value minus initial value divided by initial value. Final value is 65.6. Initial value is 100. Divided by 100 comes out to be minus 34.4. 34.4 divided by 100 into 100 into 100. Last step, right? So 100 cancels. What you get is 34.4. That's the answer. So why did you remove the minus sign? I have not removed. I mean, if you want, you can put that minus sign before the answer, right? But is the minus sign required for this question? No. Why? Author is clearly saying fallen. Author is using the word fallen. Think about it. If just giving a thought process, okay? I'm just helping you to think, nothing else. Answer we already got. But you think, what do you think? If the author is using the word fallen, okay, he already means it's a decrease. It's a decrease, okay? Right? It means you don't have to, no sign needed from your end. No sign needed from your end. Why? It is obvious. Author is using the word fallen or decrease. He is using it. He's telling you it is decreasing. So you don't have to put a sign explicitly. But if the author used the sign change, if the author in the question, instead of fallen, you would have said, by what percent would its price have changed in 2019? Change. Now we don't know whether it is an increase or a decrease. We don't. Author is using the word change. We don't know whether it is an increase or decrease. That would mean a sign would be needed. Why? Because the author is not specifying whether the price is increasing or decreasing. He's simply using the word by what percent would its price have changed in 2019. So you got to tell the author whether it is a plus or a minus. Plus would mean increase, minus would mean decrease. Clear? Are we clear on it? Are we clear on it? I'm looking at the YouTube comments. If you have a doubt, feel free to ask. Are we clear? Are we clear on this? Are we clear? Any doubt? Any doubt? Can I go to the next one? Clear? Okay. Let's target the next one. Okay. Number 6. Number 6. Okay. The prices at KFC rose by 15% in the year 2011 to 2015 and by 2000 and by 20% in the year 15 to 18. If the price of a KFC burger is rupees 69 now, what was its price in 2011? Okay. So we have the years 11, 15, 18. Okay, so let's mark it. 2011, 2015 and 2018. These are your years, right? Now you can use assume any number, and that's the beauty of the chapter. You can assume any number and solve it. You will get the same answer. So what number should I start solving this? What number? And you know my favorite number. My favorite number, the number which is easy to calculate, is 100. Right? So I will take the first number to be 100. So can you take any other number? Absolutely. Any number you want, you can take. You will get the same answer. Right? So what happened? First time prices rose by 15%. Someone might feel, so why did not I take 2012, 2013, 14, 15? They are not using that. They are simply saying 15% overall increase from 2011 to 2015. So intermediate years, what was the increase? We don't even require to know. We don't even need to know that, right? We only are concerned from 2011 to 2015. How much percent? 15%. So 15% of 100 is 15. So 15% increase means 150. Correct? Next they say 20% increase in the next period. 20%. So how do you calculate 20% of a number? 20% of a number, very easy to calculate. Just put a decimal before the unit digit. Just put a decimal before the unit digit. That's it. If you put a decimal before the unit digit, how much would that become? 11.5. 11.5, right? 10%. How much is 10% of a number? 10% of a number means put a decimal before the unit digit. So 11.5. 20%, double of it. Double of it. So 11.5 का double होगा 20. Right? So 115 plus 23 makes it 138. Makes it 138. And you are done. But you know what? You assume the number to be 100. You remember? मैंने जब start किया था, I assumed this number was my assumption. It was my assumption. I assumed the number to be 100. I assume. Right? But you know what? And because I assumed the number to be 100, I got my answer to be 138. My answer to be 138. But you know what? You have to give the author's number. Why? Because the question is saying price if the price of a burger now is 69. So in 2018, the price they are saying is 69. Fine. It means your answer is 138, but author must have assumed some other number. Based on the number that he assumed, okay, for 2011, he got the answer to be 69. So my question is, what is the relation between your number and the author number? You took 100, you got an answer. Author is getting 69. Acha. The relation between both your numbers is 138 is your number, 69 is author's number. So basically, can I say your assumption is 2 times the author's assumption? Your assumption is 2 times the author's assumption. In other words, for you to come from your assumption to the author's assumption, you just got to multiply your number with 0.5. Right? You took 100, you got 130. But the author is getting 69. How? Oh, author's assumption must be half of your assumption. So 100 also will become half. 100 into 0.5 will become 50. And that's your answer to this question. Answer is, right? Learning. There is a very big learning here. What is the learning? The learning is assume any number. Any number in the world, assume it. Get the answer. And last may make that adjustment. What is the adjustment? Make it equal to the author's number. Right? Why? It will save time. you will be faster. Why? Because you are dealing with 100. Moment you deal with 100, calculations are very fast. And if your calculations are very fast, you will end up solving it within seconds. Correct? Okay. Next, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Next, let's start reading it together. Let's start reading it together. 45% of the students in a class are girls, and the number of boys exceed the number of girls by 30. How many students are there in the class? Okay. So my way of solving, you know how we solve it. What do? We take let total be equal to 100. So let total number of students be equal to 100. Let total students be equal to 100. Why? It's the easiest number to calculate. Nothing else. There is no other reason. Trust me. It's just that it's the easiest number to calculate. Next, they are saying, so you have boys and you have girls. Now they are saying 45% of them are girls. So out of 100, 45 are girls. So the remaining are going to be boys. And the number of boys exceed the number of girls by 30. Okay. In our case, remember we assume the total to be 100. How much is the number of boys exceeding the number of girls? If you do boys minus girls, 55 minus 45, you will get 10. 55 minus 45, you are getting that boys exceed girls by 10. Boys exceed girls by 10. Correct? Oh, but you know what? Author is saying, what is the author saying? The author is saying that, what is he saying? Number of boys exceed the number of girls by 30. So with you who assumed 100, you are getting the number to be 10. But it is not matching with the author. So you got to match it with the author. How will you match? You are getting 10, author is getting 30. So it simply means whatever number you have assumed, if you multiply 3 times, you will get the author's number. Right? Just make that adjustment. Whatever number you assume, and the relation between your number and the author's number is 3 times your number. Perfect. If that's the case, even the total number of students will have to be multiplied by 3. Why? You have to match it with the author. So 100 into 3 is 300. And that's your answer to this wonderful question. That's your answer to this wonderful question. Are we clear on it? Are we clear on this? Any doubt in this? I'm looking at the YouTube comments. If anyone has a doubt, feel free to ask. I'm looking at the YouTube comments. If anyone has a doubt, feel free to ask. Any doubt in this? Clear? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay. Next. Ravi has 33.33% more pens than Sam. By how much percent less pens has Sam compared to Ravi? Okay. So there are two human beings. One is Sam and one is Ravi. So Ravi has 33.33% more pens than Sam. So basically, Ravi has 1/3, right? What is 33.33%? It is 1/3. It is 1/3 more pens. So let's say if Sam has 100 pens, Ravi will have 1/3 more. 33.33% is 1/3. So 1/3 more would mean 33.33%. So you will have 133.33. But the problem, there is no problem. It's just that calculations will be a bit lengthy if you have the numbers in decimals, right? If you have the numbers in decimals, calculations will be a bit lengthy. I don't want decimals numbers. Think about it. Ravi has 33.33% more pens than Sam. So basically he's saying Ravi has 1/3. What is this? 33.33%, 1/3 more pens. So if you take a number which is divisible by 3, I think calculations will be easy compared to taking 100 in this case. Remember, you can take any number on this planet, you will get the same answer. Just that to improve on your speed, I would suggest assume a number which is divisible by 3. So instead of saying, let's say 100, I will probably go and assume 300. Why? I want to remove the decimals. I want to remove the decimals. That's it. So can I, sir, can I assume 30? Can I assume 3? Can I assume 60? Any number, same answer. I'm taking probably 300. So let's say Sam has 300 pens. Why? Because it is divisible by 3. 300 is divisible by 3. Now they are saying Ravi has one third more. One third more. So how much is one third of 300? One third of 300 is gonna be, one third of 300 is gonna be 100. So they are saying Ravi has 100 pens more. So 300 plus 100, 400. Question is, by how much percent less pens has Sam has compared to Ravi? So numerator, no one will go wrong. It is always the difference. Numerator, none of you will ever go wrong because it is always the difference. What is the denominator? Denominator is the comparison value. Denominator is the comparison value. How much is the difference? They are saying how much less has Sam compared to Ravi. So Sam has got 300, Ravi has got 400. So 300 minus 400 divided by comparison value. What is the comparison value? They are saying compared to Ravi. Compared to Ravi. They want you to compare with Ravi. Ravi got to be in the denominator. Ravi got to be in the denominator. So this would mean 400. So again, minus 100 by 400 comes out to be minus 1 by 4. And obviously, to get your answer in percentages, you're going to multiply with 100. Answer is 25%. So do I need to put the minus sign? No, you don't have to, because question is itself saying less pens. So when you say 25%, it automatically means 25% less. Author is clearly telling you less. So you don't have to put a negative sign. It's redundant, right? Answer is 25%. Clear? Clear? Awesome. Let's go to the next one. I'm looking at the YouTube comments. I don't see any queries. So I believe students are understanding. Awesome. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Fine. Let's try out the next one. Number 9. If the price of sugar is decreased by 100%, by what percentage should it be raised so as to bring the price of sugar back to the original level? Okay. So initially, what was the price of sugar? Initially, let's say the price of sugar, any number you want, you assume. Let's say I will go for 100. It's easy. 100. They are saying price of sugar is decreased by 25%. So 25% of 100 is 25. By what percentage? So this will become 75. By what percentage should it be raised so as to bring the price of sugar back to the original level? So you want to bring it back to the original level, right? If you have to bring it back to the original level, by how much should you raise? Obviously, if you have to bring it back to the original level, 75 must become 100. 75 must become 100, right? So how much percent is the question? How much percent is the question? So what is it? 75 comes back to 100. So what is the percentage change out here is your question. What is your percentage change? So very easy. Percentage change out here is final value minus initial value divided by final value, sorry, minus initial value. I don't 100, right? Final value minus initial value divided by initial value. Final value minus initial value divided by initial value. So final value is gonna be, remember 100 is the final value this time. 500. Don't think that 100 to original value. No. Remember, we are talking about 75 bringing it back to the original level. So 75 becoming 100. So the part inside the blue part, inside the blue box, this is the original one now, and this is the final one. It's not about what started early, what started in 1990 or which started early. That's not the case. With respect to the question, what is original, what is final? 75 is original, you bring it back to 100. So 100 is the final value. 500 minus 75 divided by 75. So that comes out to be 25 divided by 75 is 1 by 3. And 1 by 3 into 100 is 33.33%. And that's your answer to this brilliant question. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? I'm looking at the YouTube comments. If you have a doubt, feel free to ask. If you have a doubt, feel free to ask. Clear? Clear? Yes? Awesome. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Okay? Next one. Number 10. Okay. The length and breadth of a rectangle are changed by plus 20% and minus 30% respectively. Calculate the percentage change in the area of the rectangle. Okay. So you know what? You have length of a rectangle. So what is a rectangle first? This is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. Okay. So let's say this is the length of the rectangle. This is the breadth of the rectangle. Right? How do you determine the area of a rectangle? Area of a rectangle is given by length into breadth. Area of a rectangle is given by length into breadth. Right? Okay. The length and breadth of a rectangle are changed by plus 20% and minus 30% respectively. Calculate the percentage change in the area of the rectangle. So let's take it our original way. What's our original way? We assume the total to be 100. We assume the total to be 100. In this case, let's assume the area to be 100. So 100, you can take it to be, let's say, 10 into 10. Why? Because it's just an assumption, right? Easiest way would be 10 into 10. Correct? Now what has happened? Length has increased by 20%. 20%. Think about it. If you have to determine 10% of a number, it's very easy. How did you discuss? 10% of a number means put a decimal before the unit digit. 10% of a number means put a decimal before the unit digit. So 1. If 10% is 1, 20% gonna be 20% gonna be 2. So 10 plus 2. What about breadth? What about breadth? 30% decrease. So how do you calculate 10% of a number? Super easy. How do you calculate 10% means put a decimal before the unit digit 1. If 10% is 1, 30% gonna be 3. So 10 minus 3, 7. What is the new area? 12 into 7, 80. Right? And you are done. And you are almost done. Calculate the percentage change in the area. So how do you calculate percentage change? Percentage change is final value minus initial value divided by initial value. What is the final value here? 84. What is the initial value here? 84 minus 100 divided by, so how much will you get? 16 by 100 into 100. 100 cancels out and you get your answer as minus 16%. Now here be very careful. Very careful. Why? You got to put this minus sign. Can you see? This minus sign is very important. If you omit the minus sign, answer is wrong. Why? Till now, I always told you minus sign, don't have to put it. Why? Because the author clearly said calculate the percentage decrease. The author used to tell you whether it's a decrease or an increase. Now in this question, author did not tell you whether it is a decrease or an increase. He simply says calculate percentage change. So you need to tell the author whether it is a decrease or an increase. If you just write, think about it, if you just write 16% in this case, author did not tell you what it is, increase or decrease, you're giving the answer as 16, that would mean it's an increase. This is wrong. Why? Because actually it's a decrease. So you definitely have to put a minus sign, right? So be very clear where you got to use the minus sign and where you don't have to use the minus sign. Use it when author is not telling you increase or decrease. In this case, with the sign, you are going to tell whether it's an increase or a decrease. But if the author is using the word decrease, you don't have to use the minus sign again because it's already known, right? Okay, awesome, perfect. Okay, I think that's a good learning for today, right? 10 questions on percentages. 10 questions on percentages that we did in this class. 10 brilliant questions. Now, for those of you who want to learn more, right? There are many of you who want to know more. We will be continuing this tomorrow, so Monday. We'll be continuing this Monday at 10:15 p.m. Okay, Monday at 10:15 p.m. We will continue this. Okay, and remember one thing. Uh, Percentage, as I said, is a very, very important chapter. Now, my YouTube timings. Monday, Tuesday, I'm taking a ZAT class. Okay. So forget about Tuesday. Tuesday, it's a different class. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What is this? YouTube timings. YouTube sessions. Okay. YouTube sessions for CAT 2020. YouTube sessions for CAT 2023. All these days, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's gonna be live, okay, at 10:15. 10:15. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, live at 10:15 p.m. on YouTube. Fine. What are we gonna do? We are gonna be doing complete coverage. I won't say complete coverage of all chapters, but we are gonna do a lot of chapters on arithmetic. So which chapters will be covered? We are gonna be covering percentages on YouTube. Okay, percentages. We are gonna be covering profit, loss, discount on YouTube. Profit, loss, and discount on YouTube. And we are gonna cover time and work on YouTube. So these three chapters in details, three classes each, for a total 9 classes. I will take 3 classes each for each of the chapters. 9 classes, 10:15 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, CAT 2023. And for you to get the links of all my free classes, all my plus sessions, please join this Telegram group that you see at the bottom of your screen. Can you see the Telegram group that is there at the bottom of your screen? You can join this Telegram group. All my class updates happen in this Telegram group, whether it is YouTube, whether it is free class, whether it is a plus session, everything gets updated on this Telegram group. For those of you who want to join us on Unacademy Plus, remember one batch started on December 15th and the next batch is starting on December 22nd. For those of you who want maximum discount, you can use the code Parikshit Live, which you see on your screen. Parikshit Live is the discount code which will get you the maximum discounts. Point A. Point B, for those of you who join Plus using the code Parikshit Live, you will also get free mentorship from my side. What is free mentorship? Free mentorship is all about helping you beyond the class hours. At any point of time, if you have a doubt, you have a query, okay, let's say you're practicing at home, you have a doubt, you have a query, you can get in touch with me one-on-one over a call to get your query resolved. But that mentorship is only available, free mentorship is only available for those of you who join Plus using the code Parikshit Live. Some students often ask me, sir, if I join using your code, do I get access to all educators? Absolutely, yes. You will get access to every educator on Unacademy who teaches for CAD using the code Parikshit Live. Fine? Okay. I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you have, do hit the like button, join my Telegram group, and we will stay connected. CAT 2023 journey is gonna be exciting, and more importantly, we are gonna make it easy and a fun-loving manner of learning, right? Learning is gonna be fun. See you folks in my next session. Happy learning. Thank you.